So, Jeremy, good to meet you again. Nice to have you at the conference.
Yeah.
So, it was 6 years ago since you did the HBR article with Tom and Jean.
Yeah.
What have you sort of learned since then? You know, if you had to pull out one or two big things in the analytics field.
I think it's been so much of the time between now and then has really come into becoming more sophisticated. I think there's more sophisticated analytics going on right now, but also a lot of progress in organizations just wanting to leverage their data more. But there's still a pretty big gap in trying to leverage data fully. So, do organizations really feel like they've got a handle on this? I think probably it's no more often than it is yes.
Okay, cool. And the sophistication, one of the things I've learned, because I've been interviewing a lot of people recently, and one of the things these people run analytics functions, by and large, in companies. One of the things I've noticed is that a lot of people focus on the sophistication, the analytics, the technology, the data, the mathematics, the statistics. Yeah. But what I've found missing is what I call the bread around the meat. Yeah. Actually, the problem analysis phase and the storytelling. Okay. Let's take each of those in turn. The problem analysis, the hypothesis building. What have you seen change over the last couple of years in the skills of the HR profession to be able to do that bit?
Well, you use the word hypothesis. It's a little bit more common now for someone in HR, both technical and non-technical, to use the word. So that's a progress in itself. Is that it's becoming part of our nomenclature, and that's good. I think we're getting a lot better at telling stories through data, but there's still a lot of wood to chop in this particular area. Kind of getting ourselves to how do you get technical folks to embrace storytelling when that might not have been the thing that attracted them to statistics or analytics to begin with.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So on the hypothesis one, I've one of the techniques someone suggested to me was if you can't repeat back to the executive or the sponsor in one sentence that hypothesis, really you haven't really clarified what you're doing.
You didn't get the focus? Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
But on the storytelling, what tips have you got in terms of how to really take the data out of the story, yet represent the story with the data?
Yeah. Look, it's really hard, and every organization's different in how they're doing the work. But if the story isn't clear, then you're never going to connect to the end user anyway. But also customizing the story to the type of audience that you're looking at. So 1,000 people is a lot different than a story that you would tell to a one-on-one conversation.
Absolutely,
the thing that's kind of occurred to us lately is PowerPoints don't equal storytelling. Storytelling equals storytelling. If you can say, once upon a time, this happened, here's the result of this, and here's an impact, there's a story there, and it doesn't have to, the medium is not necessarily.
And I know you came up with, you've got this really good little anecdote around reading glasses. Do you want to just...
Well, I'm getting now old enough where, the doctor is basically saying, hey, reading. So I'm noticing that if I'm bringing material to a meeting and I notice that got my glasses here somewhere, that the glasses are coming out in there too, that I might not have made it easy enough to process and digest the information for the end user. So the more that I can kind of test it, maybe even test it with someone who's got reading glasses. Here, try them on and let's see if.
But effectively, the story is the story. It stands by itself.
Yes.
If you're telling it well, you're getting the emotion of it across, and you're being able to provide the information in an easily consumable fashion. As soon as the glasses go on, effectively you know that then they're zeroing in on a page or on the data or whatever, and effectively you're losing part of the attention.
Yeah, mind share is now going to reading and not to listening.
In the future, one of the things that I'm talking about, noticing, other people are talking to me about and asking me questions, is the amount of data that's coming in the people space. So at the moment, the last 5-6 years, we've all been focused on the big topics: attrition, recruitment, engagement, absenteeism, and whilst there's lots of other topics, these are basically using HR data, engagement data, stuff that's there. Or some people are branching out now into external stuff, so Glassdoor, LinkedIn, the data sources that are helping bring the external viewer in as well. But there's really a whole new world out there. And there's biodata, wearables, there's GPS location data, mobility, real estate data, and all of this other stuff that's coming in from all the devices. What one or two tips have you got to the aspiring workforce analytics expert that's coming on to say, think about this stuff?
Well, so the one thing that I tend to think about is everything that you're about to do when you use all those data sets is about human beings. And so the unit of measure is someone with a family sometimes, with volition. They choose to work here or not work here, which also means that we need to think about ethics policies, and we need to think about fair data use. How is this data being used, and making sure there's enough education in place so that if you do choose to go down that route, that you're using it in a way that passes a sniff test.
Yeah, and that's interesting because, sort of summarizing, we do a lot of work. We have big data, we have unstructured data and structured data. We do huge analyses, we come out with insights, we've got recommendations, we hopefully tell a good story. But the thing that we have to really remind ourselves of is that we're actually talking about people. So the humanistic aspect of what we're doing always has to be reflected. Now we may or our executives may make decisions in a different direction. That's fine, as long as it's an informed decision based on data and good analysis.
Yeah, totally agree.
That's good.
We have to be unambiguous on that point. Our employees are our employees. We value them. We want to optimize for them, and as long as we focus in on the employees as the most important unit, we're great.
Well, look, Jeremy, it's great to have been at a conference again with you.
You too.
I mean, we've known each other a long time, but it's good to see our chosen field going on.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Thanks a lot.
See you.